Everything would be normal for Rosie that day. Everything seemed, well, perfect. However, something would change. When Alistair brought in Charlie, Rosie felt a way towards her she never felt before. She rarely got into relationships. She wasn't ace or anything, but she kept to herself so she could run the town. However, something was special about Charlie. She had a glow about her. And well, Charlie needed her help, so she smiled and decided to help her herself. Rosie would then talk to Charlie more about her problems and her issues, and began to help her with her relationship. Rosie got jealous that she had a girlfriend named Vaggie, but it also excited her because, well, it meant she swung that way. As they continued to talk about things and where they were going, they continued to talk more and more and more, until eventually Rosie began to gather up all of the cannibals to get an army. Things went pretty much like in Canon, but this time Rosie had an idea. Rosie had a plan. As after they gathered the army, Rosie would walk up to Charlie and say, "Do you mind if I talk to you and Vaggie? I have an idea for you all."
Really? What's that? Rosie wanted to ask Charlie out. Her demeanor, her charming, outgoing demeanor seemed different. It seemed like she couldn't hold it in anymore. However, she had to. "I would like to take you two out for dinner to celebrate you getting back together. You have a little time before the battle, don't you?" Charlie would say, "Yeah, I do." As the day passed, they would all go out to dinner. As Charlie and Vaggie would sit down, Charlie would say, "We're not going to eat, what you guys eat in your town." Rosie would laugh, No, I'm not." As then they ordered food, they all started to eat. Vaggie would say, "This is pretty good. So, besides your, interesting eating habits, what's unique about you?"
Rosie then took a deep sigh as she said, "Well, I'm glad you asked, Vaggie. I have a lot of cool things about me. I have nice interest." And she began to go on about what she liked, and she began to use her charm on them. As she started to charm Charlie with her mannerisms and the things that she did, the things that she said was quite, well, it was interesting. It seems like she was very charismatic, but at the same time she was nervous. Charlie didn't know why she was nervous, but then she came to a conclusion. "You're very nervous, Rosie. I think I know the answer." Rosie said, "Do you, darling?" She took a deep sigh. I guess Charlie knew now. It was time to get rejected. Rosie knew this was going to happen. Then Charlie said, "You're nervous for the battle." I can't blame you. I don't know if we can win." Rosie said, "You know what, darling? I think I can help you." "Really?" "Yeah." As in, Rosie agreed to join the battle. Weeks would pass, and eventually the battle would begin. As Adam went straight towards Alistair, things would continue just like in canon. However, this time, Rosie would show her powers. And since Rosie hasn't really fought in the show before, but she rules the whole town, all we know is that she's strong, but we really don't know what her powers entail. So I am going to have to take some civil liberties with this. Rosie then began to summon swords and things around her and throw it right at Adam. Adam was able to dodge all of this though, but then they started to fight together. As Rosie and Adam fought each other, Alistair was also able to press Adam, and at first it seemed like he might lose. As Alistair laughed, "It seems like you have no skill, Adam. You just rely on brute strength." Adam says, "Who needs skill when you're the strongest of them all?" As he summoned Qatar and blasted them both off the edge. Alistair was able to escape like a cannon, but Rosie fell to the floor, beat up, bloodied. As Adam was about to finish her off, Charlie would jump in and save her. As this happened, Rosie's heart skipped a beat as she saw it. She saw her hero, Charlie, save her life. Rosie can only watch as Charlie fought for her, as Charlie fought to save her life, as Charlie fought to save everyone. As Charlie, she may have been the daughter of Lucifer. On paper, she should be evil. On paper, she should be the most darkest of them all. But now, she is the one trying to save everyone. She is the one that is loved. And she is the one who is fighting to save all of her home. As she continued to fight, though, It seemed like all hope was lost. It seemed like she couldn't win, but suddenly, Rosie would hit Adam right in the back, causing Charlie to hit a direct hit on Adam. Adam would get back up and charge at Rosie, as it just seemed like Rosie was going to perish, as it just seemed like Rosie was going to fall. Suddenly, Lucifer jumped down and knocked him out of the way, as he laughed. Leave my daughter and her, other girlfriend alone. As in, Rosie blushed, and so did Charlie. Charlie said, Dad, I'm not... It's just a joke, guys. Come on, can you take a joke? Anyway, rubber ducky attack! As he threw a rubber ducky that shot fire right into Adam's face. As he said, really? That's what you have, a rubber ducky? Nah. You F with my daughter, so now I'm going to F you! As everyone looked. And then Charlie said, it's F you up, Dad. Wait, what did I say? As then Adam would punch Lucifer, and then things would continue like in canon, with Adam being defeated. But as it was all said and done, for some reason Rosie would stay at the hotel longer than she should have. I mean, it wasn't like Charlie and Vaggie weren't happy to see her. She helped out a lot, even though her eating habits were disturbing to them. She was still a great help. However, as time went on, it was suspicious. She always hanged around Charlie. Husk sighed one day. As Charlie was talking, Husk would look at her and say, do you really not know? Not know what? Rosie likes you. Well, yeah, we're friends. I like her too. Not like that. She's in love with you. That's why she's always around you. That's why she's always visiting this damn hotel. Charlie would say, don't be silly. Be silly, huh? Ask her yourself. I'm sure she'll tell you that. Husk would sigh and take a sip of his drink. As Charlie said, fine, I will. As Rosie was on the balcony looking down, thinking about Charlie, Charlie would walk up behind her and say, Rosie, can I ask you a question? Yeah?
Charlie would say, Husk said you liked me, like romantically. Isn't that silly? Rosie would sigh as Charlie said, oh, I had no idea. I mean, we could still be friends, but I know. It was just silly of little old me too. But then Charlie would hug her. I feel the same way. Rosie, you have such a great charm about you. You're such a amazing woman, but I'm already dating someone. Rosie would say, I see. As she would sigh and walk off sad. Days would pass as Charlie and Rosie would both get more and more sad. Charlie loved Vaggie, so she was going to stay with her, but it hurt her so much not to have Rosie. It hurt her so much not to be with Rosie. So one day, Vaggie would knock on Rosie's door. As she went and opened it, Rosie was totally shocked to see Vaggie. Vaggie, what are you doing here? Vaggie walked in and sighed. You know, Charlie's been sad without you. I think she loves you too. Rosie would say, no, I don't want you to go away from me. It's not fair. I'm not doing that. I'm suggesting we all date. Vaggie would smile and hold her hand. You find me attractive, don't you? Rosie and then Vaggie would start to sing a song about how much they love Charlie, and how much they could, and how much they do love each other. As then they would go over to Charlie's. As they knocked on the door, Charlie would open it. As Rosie was there, Charlie would say, what's this? Vaggie and Rosie would talk. Darling, do you mind dating us both? Do you mind having us both be together? They both looked at each other as Charlie said, yes, yes, as she hugged Rosie crying, and Rosie hugged back, as then they kissed. As they both kissed, they felt the love that they felt for each other increase. Rosie was alone for so long, running a town full of people who literally devoured each other. She thought she couldn't feel love like this. True, she was kind to others. True, she was friendly. But this type of love, she never thought she could feel it. She never thought she could open herself to something so amazing as this. And Charlie, she felt happy too. She felt that if Vaggie and Rosie were on her side, she could take on anything. As they three dated, they only got stronger and stronger together. As it seemed like their relationship would blossom, love conquered all. Even though that they were in love, even though they were so different, even though they'd been through so much, their love and happiness brought them together and made them feel something that they could never feel before. Pure and utter joy. And that is what love does. If you love a man, if you love a woman, no matter the gender, no matter their ideology, no matter where they're from, it is love. And love is the most powerful emotion of them all. That's going to leave things off. Happy Juneteenth and happy Pride Month.
Hope you're all enjoying yourself. This Pride Month has been truly amazing for me. It has its up and downs at the beginning, and like I said before, have been having fights with family and even some partners. However, although it started a bit rocky, it's actually gone really, really well. I met some amazing people, and I'm so glad we all have a community like this. I'm glad for that pan and poly people like me can feel open. I'm glad that gay people can feel open. I'm glad that ace people can feel open. And I'm glad there's places where all of us can be ourselves and feel open like this. It really means a lot to me. And I hope that you all are having an amazing day, because I know I am. I love you all, and I hope that every day is amazing. I hope you had an amazing Pride Month. I know a lot of you have homophobic parents, are in a position where you can't come out of the closet, and that's fine, you know? But I hope that you have friends or a place or anywhere where you can come out, anywhere where you can be yourself. And thank you to all the straight allies too, to all the straight people who helped us in our community. It means a lot. I love you all. I truly mean that. To the gays, to the straights, to everyone. Peace out.